review for Gothika with Halle Berry from 2003. So I saw this movie a long time ago. I didn't really remember much of it. Just rewatched it, and I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's great. Um, it has a pretty good, like, I think it takes a while to get going. Like, the second half's pretty good, I'd say. And so Halle Berry plays this psychiatrist. She's a doctor. She works with inmates at a women's mental institution. They're like prisoners, but then they get transferred there to a mental institution. So she's very successful. She's good at what she does, and she basically is driving home after work, and the road's closed. She has to go another way, and then she sees this girl in the middle of the road, and she swerves her car, and then she goes and grabs the girl. It's raining. She bursts into flame, and then disappears. And then she wakes up, and she's in the mental institution as a prisoner. She doesn't know why. She doesn't know why, and then she finds out, this is all like right in the beginning, that she is accused of murdering her husband, who also worked there, who was a doctor, and he was like the boss. It's her husband. He's played by Charles S. Dutton, who is in Alien 3. The Time to Kill, Alien 3. Yeah. Penelope Cruz is in it, Robert Downey Jr., John Carroll Lynch, Dorian Harewood. So it's a pretty good cast. It's a nice mystery, and basically it involves a ghost, and this ghost is kind of trying to push her in a certain direction, although the ghost kind of attacks her sometimes, and she doesn't know why she's there. Robert Downey Jr. plays a doctor also. John Carroll Lynch is the sheriff, who I think also is like a sheriff. He's a sheriff of the area and of the prison. And Penelope Cruz is an inmate. And Penelope Cruz is saying that she gets visited by, she calls the devil. And he beats her up and things. So but yeah, it's an alright movie. I saw it back in the day. I thought I was okay. Probably a complaint I have is a lot of the movies kind of has this filter on it. It looks like, for the cinematography, and it's just kind of like this poster. It's just kind of it's raining a lot, but it's like this almost bluish greenish filter. Kind of reminded me of The Matrix a little bit, but not shot as well as that, obviously. But excuse me. But yeah, so the cinematography, I'm not crazy about. Especially when you're in the prison, I don't know, it's just kind of this drab, kind of all looks the same, bluish greenish look, and I don't know, it's a little boring. I haven't seen any of this director's other stuff, so, but yeah, it's a decent movie. If you like Halle Berry, or any of the other actors, Robert Downey Jr., Charles S. Dutton, check it out. Penelope Cruz. So apparently, she broke her arm when filming this movie. Robert Downey Jr. broke her arm during the hospital interrogation scene. Downey was supposed to grab Berry's arm and twist, but twisted too hard and her arm snapped. Production was halted for 8 weeks. Robert Downey Jr. and producer Susan Downey first met on the set and fell in love. They got married in August 27, 2005. Later started their production company, Team Downey. So he's pretty good in this. I'm not a massive fan of his, but he's pretty good in this. This is kind of like the beginning of his comeback, and then I guess, in 2008 he did Iron Man. So, but wish Downey did more just non-comic book movies now, but I don't know. I think a lot of his other stuff like flops, but his Iron Man, Iron Man makes tons of money. The title of the film, Gothika, can also be spelled Gothika with a C instead of a K. It is an unofficial term used to describe a form of purgatorial state of mind, a situation in which someone sees or feels things that no one else does. And those who don't think those who can see are crazy. They simply have a connection to the supernatural world. Yeah, this movie was critically panned. But it made over 141 million with a budget of 40, so that's pretty good. That's definitely made a profit. Halle Berry was listed as a potential nominee for the 2004 Razzie Awards. She failed to receive the nomination. However, the next year she received and won the nomination. Next year she received a nomination for Worst Actress in the film Catwoman and won. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll agree Catwoman deserves that, but this movie, no. I mean, she's fine. Robert Downey Jr., yeah, and John Carroll Lynch appeared in Zodiac. That's right. Halle Berry was partially inspired to take the role of Miranda because her mother, a nurse, worked in a psychiatric hospital for decades. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Directorial debut for the director in an American film production. Yeah, I think he's French. So... But, yeah, I'll get into spoilers. So basically, she tries to escape, she gets caught, and then she's able to escape again with basically the help of this ghost, and, she goes back to her house where her husband was killed, and she's accused of killing her husband, and she sees herself doing it, but she doesn't understand why. And then she looks at this photo, and she remembers her husband was just at, I don't know if it's their property or whose I think it's, I guess his. It's like kind of like a farmhouse, kind of. It looks like in the middle of nowhere. I don't really know, like, why they have it. I don't know, maybe he, like, goes fishing there or something. But anyways, so she's like, oh, yeah, he was there before this happened. So she goes there, and she's looking around, and then she goes, like, in this barn, and then there's this locked cellar. She breaks through, breaks the lock, goes in, and she finds, basically, like, a serial killer room with, like, a bed and people chained up, a video camera, and she plays it, and she sees her husband hurting a woman and being a serial killer. So she basically she killed her husband because he was a serial killer. But the movie's a little vague on that. Like, did the husband attack her? Did he kind of lose it and attack her because he's just crazy? And then she defended herself and killed him. I don't really know. I don't know. It's not a perfect movie. But then she also sees another person with this tattoo on his chest. She doesn't know who it is though. And and then the police show up, and right when they show up, there's a girl is chained up in the corner, and they release her. So they figure out that her husband was a serial killer, and like a terrible guy. I don't know. There's not many hints throughout the movie of that though, so it's kind of like, how could you guess that? So, but and then the sheriff it's revealed is the other one, the other serial killer, and he is trying to get as much information from her as possible about what she knows. She then figures out that it's him. She rips his chest and the shirt off, and it adds the tattoo. He then chases her, and with the help of the ghost, ends up getting killed and engulfed in flame. So there's the connection to the flames, with terrible CGI flames, and that part looked terrible. It's probably some of the only CGI. I mean, except for the ghost, because it kind of fades in and out. But that looked okay. But the CGI on him looked terrible. So, and that's another thing, you can't really guess it's him either, because he's barely in the movie. John Carroll Lynch. I mean, he's in a few scenes before. He was best friends with her husband, so it kind of stands to reason he may have known. But he was best friends. They know each other since they were kids. He says that her husband killed someone when he was 16 or something, and then he helped bury the body. So they've been doing this for years. And John Carroll Lynch always kind of plays like a creepy guy. Wasn't he in like? Was he in Everyone Loves Raymond? I guess he plays, not always creepy, but yeah, he's in Fargo. He's in The Founder. He's one of the founders of McDonald's and The Founder. One of the brothers. I don't know. I thought he was in Everyone Loves Raymond, but he's he's an okay actor. But he was in Zodiac, and he played someone that they suspected was the Zodiac, but they never could prove it. But he's pretty creepy in that. So, but yeah, and then later it's like a few years later, she's walking down the street with Penelope Cruz. They're out of there. So it's like, I mean, because it would still be wrong for her to kill her husband, but I don't know. Doesn't really explain that, but I guess maybe they're that she proved that the husband attacked her, and then she defended herself. So, but yeah, it's an alright movie. Just some of those questions. It's like, well, how did you get it? I mean, it would still be illegal for you to kill your husband, even if he was a serial killer, because you should have just gone to the police. But I don't know. Maybe he attacked her. So, but yeah, that's about it. I think it's ridiculous. She was almost nominated for a Razzie for this. I mean, come on. It's not. The movie isn't terrible. I mean, come on. But yeah, that's about it. If you like the movie, let me know. It's like 20th anniversary. So, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.